back with Rishi, and we're going to speak about business more in depth. And this will be a continuation of the vlog that we were doing before. Okay, so thanks again to have you
No problem.
on the channel, and please support this guy's channel. Okay, I'll have a link to his channel below this video and the other videos that we have created. Okay, so what inspired you to start your business?
Excellent question. So I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and for me, entrepreneurship is the way to life. I've always wanted financial freedom and independence. So therefore, I decided to go into the entrepreneurship route to be able to have the freedom of a cash flow and b the flexibility of time as well.
How did you come up with the name of your business?
Uniwesco stands for Universal Company. So it's something like to have a universal company, and the fact that like it just combines with the name. So my tagline for my company is globalized consultancy for global clients. So I wanted to have that global flair with my international exposure and everything. So it came about Uniwesco Universal Company.
Okay, excellent. Okay, how long did it take you to become profitable in your business?
About 18 months, good solid 18 months. The first few months there was a bit of burn in the company, the marketing and everything. I didn't spend as much as I should have, I believe, now that I think of it. But yeah, to get my like a good solid couple of clients, because the initial days, you get some clients which are not so good clients. Like every company goes through that phase. Any company, any startup, the first few clients will never be so good, but it's always the 80-20 rule, 20-80 rule. So 80% of your revenue should come from 20% of your clients.
Give me a scenario where a customer was really angry with your service or the service of any other person that's in your company, and you found a way instantly to please that customer.
As a consulting firm, you'll never come across a client who's 100% satisfied. It's just the nature of the game. You could be like the bank, for example, Virgin Money, for example, and then Big Four is doing your audit. You'll never be satisfied. To please 100% of your customer, if your customer is 100% satisfied, that means you're doing something wrong, because there's no such thing as 100% satisfaction, especially in this consulting aspect. And to resolve the issues that my clients faced, it's just as I mentioned yesterday as well. It's all about understanding what the client wants. As long as you understand what the client wants, you fulfill the requirement that they have. You're going good, as long as you're providing a value add to the service that they're looking for.
How do you deal with slow months and seasons in your business?
With business, yeah, it's just like any other cycle, it's seasonal. The summer months will always be good, because some of my clients, they have a lot of revenue in the summer months. So summer months will always be good, and the weather and everything is just psychologically as well. The weather plays a huge impact. Winter months are a bit slow, especially with the festive periods such as Christmas and everything. So how do I deal? So you just make enough revenue. You try to make as much revenue as possible in all the months leading up to the slow period.
How much do you hope to make in the next 2 years?
Ideally, my goal is about $100,000 a month revenue for the company. So we're talking about 1.2 million, let's say with $1 million annual revenue.
And you're doing what are you doing currently per year?
80 to 100,000 US.
Okay, good,
So
good.
it's a long way to go, but yeah, there's always hope.
What's a smart risk you've taken that paid off?
Starting off my company, that's number one, and then going global at a very early stage. A lot of people would take their time and then slowly develop into different markets. I took the risk of entering different markets at the same time.
Okay. How do you stay motivated during hard times in your business?
Like any other business or any walk of life, there will always be hard times. The key to staying motivated is just remembering why you started this, what motivates you to do this. Because other than that, like the option is to get a full-time job, 9 to 5, and that would just bore the hell out of me. So I want to do something where basically I am adding value to my clients' work, and also the fact that I'm making some money out of it.
Okay.
The lifestyle as well, I guess.
What's the biggest challenge you have made that helped your business grow? Or biggest change, sorry.
Biggest change I've made, hiring people from different parts of the world. So to be a global business, yes, I have the international exposure, but you also need the local expertise. So having the right people at the right places helps in terms of growing the business.
Okay. Okay, what marketing methods works best for you today?
TikTok and Instagram, unfortunately. It's just most of the clients are literally scrolling videos on TikTok and Instagram for any business these days. Even last night, I was reading an article about Justin Bieber's wife, Hailey Bieber. She sold her business for like $1 billion. Yeah, but she started her skincare line and everything. No, she's a good businesswoman, I'm pretty sure. But it's just that the fact that she was Justin Bieber's wife probably helped her to enter certain doors,
Of course.
which probably won't be available to, let's say, if your wife were to start something similar. So from that perspective,
TikTok. So
no, but for example, if
well, she is, but she doesn't really post.
any random person is starting off a business, it's just having a celebrity face kind of helps you in terms of enter certain doors.
How do you get people to trust your brand?
They get to trust me first. So as long as the people trust me, I am my own brand. So when you're starting off a business, the founder himself is the brand. If they trust me, they value my addition, they value my work, then they'll definitely trust my brand. Because without me, my brand is nothing. So therefore, they have to believe in me and they have to trust me. And that's where it's very core and very important for me to instill that trust in my clients.
What's your number one tip for attracting customers?
Adding value. Simple as that. Nothing else. Adding value. You walk into any Starbucks. Starbucks is a brand name, but the coffee is shit. It's horrible. They're not adding any value to your lifestyle or anything like that. But if you walk into any other independent coffee chains, the coffee is absolutely amazing because that's the value that they're adding. They're providing a good quality coffee. So just adding value, just being sincere to your clients.
Okay.
Don't focus on the money.
Okay.
Focus on adding the value. The money will come definitely.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. What's the biggest feedback you have ever received from a customer?
I just received one this morning, a WhatsApp message, and the client's super happy to work with me. He sees that I'm adding in a lot of value. So yeah, those messages really do make my day. And if I receive them on WhatsApp or anywhere, email or something, they really do help, and the testimonials really help. They go a long way in terms of developing the business further.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm pretty sure your audience probably knows by now I'm a hardcore extrovert.
Extrovert. Why is that?
Just naturally, I've been like that since I'm a Leo, so I guess that answers it. Just naturally been like that, and just and then traveled to so many countries over the years. Developed a lot of confidence by meeting people and interacting with people. Even like yesterday when you stopped me in Stratford, I was just there for a meeting, and I was on a call, and then you randomly stopped me. I really liked your confidence as well. The fact that you were able to stop me, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to be part of the video. So yeah, it's just, if I wasn't an extrovert, I wouldn't be there yesterday talking to you.
Thanks. Okay. How do you deal with negative reviews or complaints from your clients?
So negative reviews and complaints, I try to make sure that there's no complaints from clients. But as I say, like there's no such thing as 100% satisfaction. If I feel like I'm lacking somewhere, I make sure that I'm able to cover up with something else that I'm good at. So that's the way of handling negative reviews and clients. But there will be certain people, and to be honest, I'm at that stage now with my business where I don't work with those kind of clients who are negative from the onset. I was recently approached by a company, by this particular client. She wanted me to help her fundraise her business. And then I asked for the retainer. She was like, I'll give you a retainer once the money is secured. But the way the terms and conditions were of the offer, it just didn't make sense. Basically what she was trying to say was that I'll pay you for the Starbucks coffee if I have a productive day. Kind of mindset. So that just, I'll pay you for a cup of coffee if I have a productive day. You don't walk into a coffee shop and pay for the coffee on the promise that you'll have a productive day. So that kind of way, it just didn't work for me. So I just don't work with those kind of clients, unfortunately.
Well, how did you pull yourself out of that deal?
It's
how did you do it?
Pretty simple, to be honest. There's a certain procedure that I work with, and if my client is not willing to, I'm okay to tailor the procedure, obviously, as per the requirements of the client. But if the client is not willing to budge whatsoever, that's not the client I want to work with.
How do you measure success in your marketing efforts?
So there are certain tools, like people say return on ad spend and blah 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 blah. But all the nonsense. But at the end of the day, for me, the way that I value my success is: are my clients happy? Are they paying me for what I'm worth? Simple as that. So let's say if you were to become my client, I'll ask you, let's say you want to get something done. My quotation is so much. Now, obviously, there'll be certain negotiation. That's the way of life.
Okay.
But then, let's say if I quote you £2,000 and you say no, 500, yeah, we walk out. That's it. It doesn't work because you're not valuing my effort and time.
You're right.
But if you say like 1800, I'm like, yeah, of course, let's just shake our hands.
Okay, good. Okay, what system or routines help you to stay organized?
I read a lot of books. I love reading books. Keeps me motivated, keeps me grounded. Systems, I follow a schedule, follow a timetable. By following a schedule and a timetable, I know exactly what I'm doing. I write my tasks down at the night before, what to do in the morning. Like for example, today was Friday. It was my day of meetings in Central London. I came to Central London for those meetings. I didn't get any other work done, but it was a meetings day. Monday, I'll write my tasks down on a Sunday, and I'll follow those tasks. I'll follow those to-do lists basically.
How do you keep track of your finances?
Invest in multiple sources. So by doing there's loads of apps available on App Store and everywhere, all those like platforms where you know like exactly what kind of money is coming in, what kind of money is going out. So that's where I keep track of my finances.
How do you ever take a day off, and how do you manage that day
For
off?
sure, you have to take a day off. If someone says like they're working ridiculous hours, it just makes no sense. Your number. Do you know what's your number one asset? Your health.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
If there's no health, there's no wealth.
Yes, they say that a lot, you know.
Exactly. So for me, like, I focus, prioritize my health, prioritize my sleep, building
What
up
time do you sleep at night?
about 11:30,
And what time you get up?
about 6:30.
Do you
These days, it's the longer days. I'll probably wake up 5:30. I'll probably sleep again for a half an hour, wake up again. But health is very important, so you have to sleep.
do you sleep throughout the day?
No, unless of course I'm like super tired or if I'm on a flight or something. But other than that, no. No.
Okay. What advice would you give to your young self or younger self? Yeah.
Maybe hold off in terms of starting a business. Maybe do a bit more of a job, like an experience, get more experience, and then focus on marketing from day one. So maybe have like few clients as well before starting off a venture. So while you're doing a job, make sure you have a side hustle which is generating some income and you have some client, so you have the pipeline ready. So when you start off on your own, you have a recurring income.
Okay. Who inspired you to start your business?
Pretty much all the entrepreneurs. Yeah, Mukesh Ambani, Prime Minister Modi from India, Rishi Sunak. But that time I didn't really know much about Rishi Sunak, but definitely Mukesh Ambani, and Warren Buffett. I used to read a lot of about him back when I was in university for my bachelor's.
Yes.
My parents, pretty much anybody who was successful, I guess.
Okay. How do you keep learning and improving?
Just read, constantly read articles, read books.
Give me other examples of books. You mentioned a few, but give me other.
Ray Dalio, Principles by Ray Dalio.
Okay.
The Richest Man in Babylon, The Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
You have to read. Anybody who wants to be successful in business has to read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes, he's known. Yeah.
So that book, and then just articles. Subscribe to Financial Times. Read articles of Financial Times. And just interact with a lot of people. Like just before coming here, when I was grabbing this coffee, I started speaking to the guy. I'm like, where are you from? Uzbekistan. I started talking to him. Oh, Tashkent. Never been to Tashkent, the capital. And then I just started talking to him because I've got a business partners from Tashkent.
Okay.
So I just wanted to I just basically talk to everybody and anybody.
What does your business mean to you personally?
It's my baby. So I love three things: my business, my car, and my wife. Of course, my parents.
Why you put your wife at the end? You should put. She might be seeing this video, you know.
If she sees the video, she knows that my car is my number one baby.
Okay.
My car is my baby.
Okay. Okay. Did you always want to be an entrepreneur?
Yes, definitely, for sure. Yeah. And the answer will stay the same no matter what. Yeah.
So if you were given the option of going to Starbucks and working, you would say no to that and continue with your.
The only place where I'll probably sell my soul and not be an entrepreneur is like if I get a really, really, really high-paying banking job in America that pays about $500,000-$600,000.
You can't get that in the UK.
Oh God no.
What's the most you can make from a bank? Yeah.
If you're an MD in mergers and acquisitions here, you're probably on a base of £250,000-300,000 plus bonus. In America, that thing triples. Yeah. So only that, but other than that, like it's just the flexibility of being an entrepreneur is so good. So once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur sort of mindset. So for me, this is where I want to be. I want to get some bigger clients, bigger fish going forward, and just build up on that.
I was speaking to someone yesterday, and he mentioned that he works like 20 hours per day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, he has a business, and he
Yeah.
works 20 hours
Yeah.
and sleep for 4 hours per day.
Yeah.
And then I'm comparing his scenario with
My scenario.
to just being a normal employee, and that works like 8 hours and then goes home and sleep. What people might be saying, okay, that would be less stressful to be an employee when you have 8 hours of work and you
So-
sleep. Your health is your wealth, as you said. So
For sure. So
4 hours of sleep,
if
entrepreneur.
someone says that they're working 20 hours a week, sorry, 20 hours a day, that's ridiculous. They shouldn't be. No business requires you to work 20 hours. Like, the old saying would be, that's when there was no social media to help you do your marketing. Back in the day, if you were to start off a business, it was cold outreach. You have to literally knock on people's doors.
Yes.
You have to knock on people's offices,
Yes.
beg them to work with you. Now there's social media. Cold calling and cold emailing doesn't work. It's all about warm leads, like interacting with people. Not everybody is meant to be interactive in terms of interacting with people, but then don't be in business. Being very blunt and honest with you.
Okay.
When I used to live in China, I used to get this inquiry from people like, what sort of business should I do? Like, if you're asking me what sort of business to do, you shouldn't be in business, because you should know from deep heart, within your heart, what kind of business you want to do. So that's number one. And then there's processes in place, AI tools these days to help you to streamline a lot of things. You don't need to work 20 hours. 8 to 10 hours is plenty.
Okay.
As long as you're dedicated, like, okay, today I'm going to do this, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Makes no sense to work 20 hours.
Okay. What do you use, and how do you decide what to invest in for growth?
Anything that benefits myself, my future self, I invest in that. So be it like books, be it investments, be it financial tools, tools in general, like in any software and something like that, I'll just invest in anything that's for the betterment of my company.
What section of your business brings in the most cash?
Advisory roles. Advisory, so providing advisory to clients.
What's the biggest loss you have made in your company?
Lost out on a couple of deals, major deals. And so, but when you say loss, like as in
Monetary loss.
no, I know monetary loss. I know what you mean, but like when you say they weren't basically realized because the deals never happened. Had the deals happened, I would have made money. So it was like catch-22 situation. Like there were losses because the deal didn't go through.
How are you able to make that up, or make them up?
So it's a numbers game. You pitch to 100 people, 2 people will sign up. Simple as that.
How do you typically help businesses align their short-term goals with your long-term vision?
Every client is different, so by their short-term goals, what exactly is it that they want? And then I make sure that I don't really look at long-term vision for myself. It's all about helping the client. So whatever they want, if let's say for example, if a client wants a pitch deck to be done for their if they're raising money for their investors, that wouldn't necessarily align with my long-term. But then I do know that 10 or so of them would definitely align with my long-term vision. So let's say if I want to have a revenue of $1 million,
Okay.
then therefore, like if I help 10 of those kind of clients who then are able to successfully raise money, they will bring in repeat business. So that's how I do it. Just helping the clients short-term, multiple of them will help me long-term.
Not bad. Okay. What metrics do you focus on when measuring business growth?
Percentage wise, it's about how many happy clients. As I said, there's no such thing as 100% satisfaction, but let's say if out of 10 clients, if 7 of them are happy, I'm doing good. So about 70%. So I don't really use all those fancy metrics and everything, It's all about ultimately providing value to the clients. Yeah. All these major consulting firms, they charge you ridiculous money, but it's all spreadsheets. Sometimes in life, it's not about spreadsheets. If we're really helping people, it's what's deep inside that spreadsheet, the piece of paper, that really matters. And that's where we come in, the small consulting firms.
Can you walk me through a successful strategy plan that you have implemented for a client?
That's something I mentioned yesterday regarding the Singaporean expansion, the APAC expansion. That would be something like a successful one. At the moment, I'm working on a live deal, so I cannot really say much on the deal I'm working for. But
But in general, what do you thinking patterns? What you normally? keep in mind when
Ultimately,
you.
understanding what the client wants.
Mhm.
And for example, that particular client from Canada wanted APAC expansion.
Mhm.
I was able to incorporate their Singaporean entity, get them the necessary licenses and everything in place. So what's something equivalent of FCA
Mhm.
in Singapore is called MAS, Monetary Authority of Singapore. Getting that license is quite a painful procedure, but I happen to know how to get that license and everything.
Okay, what processes do you recommend streamlining first in a small to medium business?
If they're looking to raise revenue, what is it that they're doing currently? What processes they have in place in terms of the go-to-market strategy, in terms of their sales strategy, in terms of their sales pipeline, and then understanding what exactly they want, and whatever product market that they have, whatever product they have, make sure that product market fit is important. If they're entering into a different market or even within their own market, make sure that it's really suitable for the clients that they're catering to.
I know we spoke about marketing using Facebook.
Yes.
Now this is a.
Instagram and TikTok mostly, but yeah, Meta. you can
But
say.
do you create these videos yourself?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Really? So you dance on TikTok?
I don't dance as such,
Yes.
but I do make videos. If you see my channel,
I need to see your TikTok to the platform.
UNESCO TV is my YouTube channel for my business.
Okay.
So I'll probably be going to a meeting and I'll make a video in the car and just upload like after 6 months.
Okay.
I need to make more videos, I guess, and
Yes.
upload more.
Yes.
But I'll probably just make a video like that, or even just this afternoon, made a few videos while I was with my friend for a coffee. I just asked him like hold my phone, let me make some videos.
Are you well versed with the keyword techniques of using TikTok, or you
Not
source it out?
necessarily. I source it out, to be honest. That's not something I handle. I have my team in place who handles my marketing, my admin work. But if I handle all that, then I won't be able to interact with clients. I won't be able to do the work that I'm good at, which is interacting with the clients and bringing in business in the company.
How important is teamwork in your business?
Anywhere, not just my business, anywhere. If there's no teamwork, teamwork makes that dream work.
Yes.
So if there's no teamwork, you're just not going to be able to do it. So because you need to be able to delegate. The art of delegation is quite key in any business, be it in your business or in Amazon or in Microsoft or in any business.
How do you help companies stay resilient during economic shifts or market disruptions?
Having successful strategies in place, financial strategies in place, where they have a good cash flow, positive cash flow in place, by having the necessary, not putting all the eggs in one basket, having the necessary cash and asset allocation in place, where if there's a bit of a downturn in the economy, at least they have savings to rely upon and investments to rely upon, where they're getting a sizable return on a regular basis.
Do you offer coaching sessions for management and department heads?
Not yet, but thanks for the idea. I might start that. Would happy to start that. Yeah, would love to start it.
Okay, thank you, my friend, for your time, and I wish you
Likewise.
all the best
Thank
in
you
your
so much.
business and all the success. So please, guys, I'll link this gentleman's YouTube channel beneath this video, so please support him and like this video, subscribe, and share the content. Okay, thank you. And
Guys doing an amazing job here in London. Guys, do like, share, and subscribe, and do share the video with everybody.
okay, thank you, everyone.